Hello and welcome back. And in this video, we are going to be creating a little bit complex UI to basically see how we can put majority of these, or a lot of these components together to achieve or build a complex layout. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new file here, SwiftUI view. And we're going to name this one restaurant template or restaurant UI. Okay. So what we're going to do, basically, we're going to leverage text or tab view, basically, and we're going to create 4 tabs. All right. And first tab, we're going to basically focus on building out a sample restaurant view with some menu options and stuff like that. So I just want to show you how you can combine various different components like VStack, HStack, buttons to get a UI, then get a scroll view to show multiple scrolls horizontally and stuff like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and build it out, and you're gonna see what we're gonna get. Okay, so let me go ahead and first let's create, before I open Canvas, let's create a tab view so we have something concrete to look at. Okay, so we're gonna create a tab view, all right, and we're gonna have like I said, 4 tabs. So let's create tabs with text for now. We're gonna have home, tab view, or tab item, right? And this is simply going to be a trailing closure, and this trailing closure is going to take our image, okay, and we can use system image, system name, and basically this image is going to be house.fill, and this image name is coming from SF symbol. Text is going to be home. All right. Next is going to be another text. So this is where our home tab ends. Okay. You're gonna have another text, maybe for activity. Okay. So here you can show restaurants you've been to and stuff like that. Basically, like I said, it's just a sample UI, so you can use it for anything you really can, or you really see a fit to. Okay, so we're gonna have waveform dot path dot ECG. Okay, it's gonna show us a waveform here, right? That's the activity representation, right? And activity. I'm just commenting this so we know, where the text is ending, or where the modifiers are ending for that particular item. So it's easy for us to go back and actually add corresponding content later on. Okay, so we're gonna have search. Okay. All right, here we will have image, once again, system name. Text is going to be search. Okay. And one more, and we're going to start our let me put a space here. Okay, start our canvas to see how does it look like. Okay, settings. Okay, settings, tab item. And this is where we're going to have an image, system name. and this one is going to be gear. Settings. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and start our canvas and see what we've got so far. All right. So while it's building, what we're going to do basically, we can also change the way these icons actually look like by adding an accent color. And you're going to notice, once it builds out, you can see how accent color actually affects the overall theme of your tab. And we're going to use accent color, I'm going to use it to show you how you can actually give a different theme to your entire app or entire page just by adding one property. Okay, so I don't know why it's taking so much time. Okay, there we go. All right. So if you notice right now we have this blue accent, blue and gray. Okay, so let's say if you want to change this to be orange, so you can just say accent color orange. Okay, and if you say orange, that's not the view that it's supposed to be loading. Okay, there we go. All right. Xcode still has some bugs. Trust me, I'm actually on 11.3.1. That's the latest version that we have for the Xcode right now, and it's still can't always throws off when you start a canvas sometimes. Okay, so there we go. We have our accent as you can see, from blue we have changed the accent to orange, and all of our selection text has changed to orange. And just by changing this this little property, you can see how your theme of your app actually changes. Okay, so we're gonna go off of this theme and gonna add other properties and see how they are actually changing as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and create our home screen. Like I said, we are only gonna create our home screen to understand more layout related or practice more layout related things. So let's create a struct here. Gonna call it home. This is gonna be conforming to view, and it's gonna have a body property, some view. Okay, now let's go ahead and provide some property to this, so we can actually some view added to this body property, so we can replace our text home with this view, this custom view that we have created. Okay, so we're going to create a VStack first. Okay, always start with VStack. Okay, we're going to give it an alignment, maybe leading with spacing 12. All right, and I've tried all these values, when I was building building this out for the first time. I've tried these settings, so that's how I know all these numbers, just so you know. Okay, so first we're going to add our top menu. So we're going to have HStack, and we're going to have a button. Okay, so this is a good revision of what we have done so far and tying all that together. So you're going to create a button. You can give it any action you want, and then system name, we're going to use system image, and we will use line dot horizontal dot 3. Okay, so it's going to show us a hamburger menu. Font is going to be title. Okay, and button here, we're going to add a spacer, and then we're going to add another button. Okay, and this button is going to be our profile button, user's profile on this page, and user length on it, image, system name, and person dot circle, like so. Font, let's give it a font, maybe a title is good. Okay. All right, so that is good. Let's go ahead and call this home out here. instead of text, and let's resume. All right, so there we go. We have our this hamburger menu and profile button created here. Now let's add some padding at the end. So we have some breathing room. So I'm gonna add the padding on this restack. So we have padding on the entire. As you can see, our accent color is even applied on this. So because we have applied the accent color on the top level view, our accent color is basically affected throughout. Unless we decide to change our accent color to be different for this particular view, we can all the child views are going to inherit what parents' accent color is going to be, and that's the part I'm talking about, because that way you can make your app really dynamic by just changing the accent color at one place and having it having it reflected everywhere else. Okay. For some reason, I actually like purple for this particular example, so let's leave it purple. And let's go ahead and this is going to be end menu button. This is menu button and profile button. Okay, and this is going to be end of top menu line or menu. Yeah, end of top menu. Okay. So that's where our top menu ends. All right, so we can add some more. We can add some some title about the page. So let's go ahead and add a text. Okay, and we are looking for local restaurants, so local places. We're gonna name this particular page, and we're gonna give it a font weight, and we're gonna give it a heavy kind of font weight with font as not font weight, font as large title, and padding, and we're going to take top padding 15 points. I'm going to add to that. Look at that. That looks really good. Okay, and that is designing our own basically sort of a nav bar. As you can see, we don't have a nav bar here, and we are actually designing our own. Okay, let me place this. Okay, we are designing our own nav bar. Now you can actually create this and wrap it inside a navigation view, and then make it dynamic where it actually goes somewhere when you click on certain screens and stuff like that. But if you want to create your own and if you don't want to provide a nav controller, that's totally fine. You can actually still leverage action sheets and stuff like that to actually show your actions. Action sheet is something that we're going to look at it pretty soon, so don't worry about it. This is just a sort of like a milestone check where we are going to combine some components together to achieve a particular result, to see how those components that we have learned so far come together to create this really complex UI really, really easily within SwiftUI. Okay. So back to our code. This is our end of our title. Okay. All right, and then we're gonna create some more buttons. So let's create an edge stack, and let's create button. With text. Restaurant. Title. Font weight. Heavy. And foreground color to be black. Okay. Let's give this some padding. For top, about 30 points. Okay, and let's give some padding at the bottom as well. subheading basically showing our menus. That's what we're gonna show here. So once we have these two, we're gonna create another subview where we're gonna show our horizontal scroll. So horizontal scroll. Okay. So let's go ahead and create our horizontal scroll. So I'm gonna create another struct, and this is gonna be basically restaurant menu view. So struct menu view. It's just some fictitious thing, so don't worry about the names and stuff. I'm gonna focus more on the UI itself. Okay, so we're gonna create our scroll view, and this scroll view is going to be horizontal scroll. And we want to show indicator. No, we are fine without indicators. Okay. Now we're going to create another H stack because it's going to be in horizontal. And spacing is going to be about 20 points. Okay. And then we're going to create our V stack for individual cells. Okay. Now this V stack, we're going to give it an alignment about alignment at center, spacing about 12 points, and then we're going to start creating button. So user can take action on those buttons, and this is where we're going to show our images. So let's see what kind of images we have. We have a drinks image. Okay, so we're going to use that drinks image. Let's use drinks image throughout actually. Drinks. Oh, drinks and reader we'll use. Okay. Drinks. Rendering mode, and rendering mode is going to be original. So rendering mode is something that helps us to show whether we want to show our image in its original form, or we just want to use this image as a template. So for example, if you have an icon PNG, right, that has some shape cut out to it with a transparent background. Well, in those cases, if you want to change your image's color, tint color, based upon the accent of your app, then you can render that image as a template, and it will act as a template like name suggests. It will take the shape, but it will apply the accent of that color. Now, this template strategy does not apply on the images like photos, because photos have some detail inside them. It's not transparent area, but there are some details on the photo itself. So what's going to happen if you render that as a template? Only the outline is going to be shown, and basically your photo is going to look with a common color. So I'm going to show you what it looks like by changing its type, its rendering mode in a bit. Let's make it resizable as well. Resizable. And let's make an aspect ratio fit to fit content. Frame, let's give it a frame with width as 150, height as 150, and let's give a corner radius of 20. Okay, that's our first item. So, and of button, image or image button, and then we're going to have our text. Drinks menu. Font weight heavy. Title ends there, and then we create another H stack. Okay, this H stack, we're gonna basically show let's have some spacing. points. Okay, and we're gonna show an image, system name, map, and text. Let's call it Milpitas CA with font headline and foreground color as gray. Okay, so we've got one cell right now. So let's go ahead and render this so we can actually then continue forward adding our more items. Okay, so I'm gonna say let's add a menu view here. Okay, resume our rendering so we can see what we've got so far. And there we go. This is what we have so far. And if you notice, excuse me, if you notice that some of our properties are not actually taking effect properly. So let's see. Let me run this. Okay, this is a scroll view, and as you can see, we are rendering this. But if you notice, our corner radius is not getting applied. Why is that? Okay, so let's go ahead and height is 200. Let's make it 200. There we go. All right. So corner radius is about 35. Okay. So see your heading mode, corner radius, okay, spacing. Yeah, everything looks good. So let's see fill. What does this do? Okay. And change the corner radius to this. Okay, there we go. As you can see, with some changes in the property, we were able to achieve this. And let me show you what I was talking about with the rendering mode. So if I change this to template, notice what happens here, right? So because it's an image, for template, it's just a flat image. So if it had it was sort of like this, right? Where there was a person here and a circle here. So person was a cutout, and this whole area was a transparent area. In that case, what would have happened was when you apply an accent, it would apply on these drawn areas, not the transparent areas. So it will take a color of your choice, whatever the color is. But images, it doesn't work. So that's why you always, whenever you're using an image, if you are defining a rendering mode, define a rendering mode with original. Okay. But it's a good way to actually create your own custom menus and importing them, applying different accents and stuff like that by using template. Okay. With that said, let's go ahead and move forward. So we have our first one. So this is where our subtitle ends. Okay, and this is where our VStack ends. For VStack ends. So this is the vertical stack that we're talking about for cell. Okay. So let's add another VStack to add another cell. So we're gonna add this one. Once again, same things. So I guess we can simply copy this, and I can just replace it here. We have another cell, and you can imagine you can create a for loop or for each loop and put it inside that. Okay. Now this is gonna be let's name it dinner reader maybe, and give it dinner menu. I mean, this is funny, but yeah, there we go. And content mode is okay. We can set fit here. I'm just doing something. Okay, fit does not work, so let's leave it at fill. And maybe we can do clip shape. Clip shape. Let's try that. Rounded rectangle, corner radius of 20. Okay. All right. We'll figure it out. Okay, anyways. Um, or for consistency, let me leave this ring menu actually. Okay, that's good. All right, that will work. They're looking pretty much same with different properties. Okay, that's good. All right, so that's your second cell, and I'm gonna actually create a third cell, repeating the same information. So, and this one is gonna be lunch, just to show you like now we have that third menu showing up here. So lunch menu, and let's change these locations. So I'm going to change it to San Jose and San Francisco, like so. Okay, so these are our three locations on the restaurant. Like I said, some random stuff, so don't worry about too much. Okay, so now we have our menu, okay, created, and as you can see here, you can create a scroll view with horizontal scroll within a view. Okay, so that's how we're gonna actually combine that. Let's create another bottom view. Okay, and this is going to be another simple one. So I'm going to create another struct here. Bottom view, and we're going to use first var body some view. Okay, and let's create a VStack once again with hstack text, a question: how do you feel today? Okay, and going to give it a font weight of heavy. Okay, and then a spacer, and then a button with action as empty and training closure for its view, text view all options dot foreground color as gray. There we go. Okay. Now what we can do, we can call our bottom view here like so. Okay, so let's go ahead and render that and see how that looks. And while it's compiling, there we go. So we have the how do you feel? Good. Let's go ahead and see if we can actually, I think we need a bit of padding at the top. So let's add a padding dot top, 20 points. Give it a little bit more breathing room. There we go. That looks good. Okay. So now in here, what we're going to do is we're going to add another scroll view just to give you a little bit like, on the scroll view side, show you like more of the scroll view. So scroll view and horizontal. Scroll view show indicator as false. hstack. Give it a spacing of 35. All right, and a button with action. And let's create a VStack here with spacing as 8 and image system name, and this is going to be a hair with font as title and some padding with background, rounded rectangle. You have seen all this and you have worked with all this individually. Now you're seeing how we are actually combining all this to get a good UI put together. Dot foreground color dot white. Okay, and I'm going to actually do Command A and Control I to format my text And I want to close this section right here. There we go. Okay, awesome. To give us a little bit more working space. Bottom view, there we go. Okay, so this is our image, and we are going to get our text here. Run fast. And this is how we feel today. Run fast. All right, let's zoom this so I can see what do we have here. So there we go. This is how we feel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this button and button right here, and basically going to paste it, and just going to change the name to tortoise. Okay, and all right, so there's another one. Fourth. Okay, really fast, like flash. Okay, and the last one is like a flame. Okay. Whoosh. All right. So with that, we have our submenu, sort of like a submenu created. As you can see, this is actually something that we created out of button by giving it some styles and using some inbuilt SF symbol images. Okay, so it's coming out pretty good actually. I'm really liking this. Okay, so let's add another view here, and let's add a footer view. Footer, if I can spell. Footer view. Okay, so let's create another struct here. I'm going to create struct footer view. All right, and this one is again going to be our body, some view like that, and basically we're going to give some footer items to this. Okay. So let's go ahead and create that. So we're going to start again with VStack and HStack, and we're going to give it a text. Okay, mode of transportation. Create heavy. Spacer, okay, button, action. This is going to be a very similar view as this one right here. So I'm going to simply give it a text view. All red foreground color as gray, like that, and I'm going to call this footer view right here. Dot padding, dot top, 20. Okay, and what are we? Are we missing something? No. Okay, so I'm gonna actually take that and let me actually. Okay, so that's good. That's perfect. So let's go ahead and see if we can copy this section right here. Because I'm actually repeating the same. Okay, let me see if I can collapse these. Okay, so let's collapse these. All right. So our view is about complete. So, I just want to, okay, scroll and, okay. So I'm going to take the scroll view and put it right here underneath this, not in the H stack, so our H stack is in here. Okay, so I'm going to put it right after that. There we go. All right, so I'm going to change these names a bit to adds like, a little bit of variation so they look different. Car, car, train, and airplane. Okay, and gonna add, move this one. Okay, so there we go. There we have our UI, and we have like, multiple options. Now, you could have basically put this inside another scroll view and basically make it scroll up and down, but I felt like, it was not necessarily needed, so that's why we actually just left it like this. But here you have like, your really, I mean, rather complex UI just created with combining like, a whole bunch of these components that we learned in last videos together. Okay, so this is what I want to show you now. Like once again, just wanted to show you the effect of accent color. You just change once and then you have your accent being applied everywhere else. So like this, you can create your UI for the rest of the views and use it to like, however you feel your app actually behaves. But yeah, this was something I just wanted to cover because we want to take a break, like, combine everything together so we can see a practical example of what we could create by combining all these components that we've been learning so far. Okay, so hopefully this was informational and you liked the video. So I will see you guys in next video where we're gonna learn about creating a custom component and this time we're gonna do something a little bit different. Okay, so I'll see you guys in next video. Thank you.